Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live presentations. As you know, your presentations are off the record, so we do not attribute quotes. Nothing is shared on social media, no pictures, no video, no nothing without the express permission of the people on every team and also myself. But we would not be SICSS-Howard Mathematica if we just went into this session dry, right? We got to start with a little bit of inspiration. So it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our final inspirational speaker. And I'm hoping that Merlin can go ahead and spotlight her as well. Please join me in welcoming Safiya Noble.
Hi, friends. How are you? It's so exciting to see you. How's the day been? Is it amazing? Oh, y'all are so lucky to be in this amazing seminar here and all these programs. I had such a great time thinking about you while we were doing that incredible interview, which top 5 interviews of life. And I'm just so excited to be here to support you in your work. It's so important. And I don't know, I just want to pop on and crash and say hi and just talk to you. So what's going on? How are you doing? How's it going? Are there things that we talked about that were just pure foolishness that you want us to say a little more about?
Get your hands up. Woman
I
said
don't know.
she'll take questions. Get your hands up. I have to tell
if
you.
If you have questions.
I tell you, Safi, I have to tell you, you remember I read you one question from my friend Michelle, and you said, get it, Michelle. Michelle Blair is in the room, so I know she's dying right now from happiness.
Get it, Michelle.
Get it, Michelle. Get it, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
What do y'all want to know?
Hello.
You've got a MacArthur genius in front of you. You've
this.
got her book
Don't
in front of you. I'm going to do that. What do y'all want to know? You hear that imposter syndrome? What do y'all want to know? You got her for like a few minutes. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? What do I
know? Maybe I could just, one thing popped in my mind, maybe.
Okay, Michelle, go ahead.
Safiya, yeah, from your perspective, Safiya, I hope I can call you that.
Yes,
Hi, I'm Michelle. What do you think are some of the most important data sets for us to kind of think about? Just as researchers, what are important data sets that you think we should keep in mind going forward?
Thank you, Michelle.
That's a great question. I think trying to study data sets that have the most direct impact on people's lives is really important. I will tell you that in my own work, I tried to create an opening into the conversation about, let's say, discriminatory technology by thinking about representation. And, because representation is it's like low-hanging fruit. It's like everybody can understand, like, that blackface is terrible, except for the people who do it. I don't know, people can understand misrepresentation in certain ways, but truly it's like data sets from like the criminal justice system, banking and finance, insurance, looking for all the places where there could be like digital redlining. Those to me are the most important places to be studying and using the kinds of skills that you all have, because the agencies right now, the federal agencies, as much as we are all kind of disillusioned with politics right now, with Roe being turned over, I think we have a lot of room to have federal agencies hold industries to account with either the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau or the Federal Trade Commission, and researchers who bring forward the kinds of data analysis around things that are directly impacting people and harming them is probably one of the most important things. So healthcare, criminal justice, education, finance, insurance, those kinds of services, all really, really important. I think also I would just add climate science data is really important in terms of its impact on already vulnerable populations around the world and also within the United States. And, I think that I'm always inspired by people like Christina Vesperis, who's a professor at USC, who's amazing. And she will wreck you when you talk to her because she studies the carceral state and she looks at things like climate change and how, electronic borders, for example, are going to be used to keep people who are climate refugees in and out of different kinds of countries that are, let's say, faring better around climate crisis. And, that could be any of us. I mean, I think that those of us who live in California will probably become climate wanderers. We will be people who have to move to other places, probably in my lifetime, certainly in my children's lifetime. So all those kinds of data sets that you can make or have access to are really, really important. And many of these industries have to report certain kinds of data to the government. And I just think that these data sets kind of languish if people aren't engaging them with a critical analysis, the kind of a power analysis and then tell everybody, talk about it and share that work. We have to be better coordinated and better sharing and better amplifying and better bolstering so that we can have the kind of policy interventions that we need.
So for those who did not get a chance to watch your video, and we gave that exclusive access to people in this room today, and it is now public, can you tell us what wells you go to support yourself? Because I think you, like a lot of other amazing Black women academics, have found yourself the target of negative attention. And also are often walk into spaces where your existence is not expected, and all that you have accomplished is taken for granted. So what are the wells that you go to? Who are the people? Where are the spaces? Because we're just trying to keep it going here today. And they've got presentations, and I know a lot of them are nervous. They're like looking at the time. Where are we going to start? Tell us what you do to stay upright and positive.
Well, first of all, don't be shy, okay? Because we're all in this together. All right. I have really good friends both in this field and not in this field. So people in academia that are like researchers of the internet too. And those are obviously the people that I snort laugh with about the ridiculousness of the tech industry, broadly speaking, and that that we constantly joke about. And, in that way, I don't take myself too seriously. I mean, I really see myself as just a person who cares about these things like thousands of people care about, maybe even more than thousands. And, so I try not to get too serious. I mean, the subject matter of the things that I work on is very serious, and can feel threatening, and you can feel vulnerable, like trying to take on the biggest, most powerful people in the world and their companies. So that's a nail biter sometimes for me, to be honest. But then, I have kids and I have a husband and I have really close longtime girlfriends. I have girlfriends from high school who are kind of like, what do you do? Who don't know about and don't even care. And it's not even interesting to them what I do for a living or in my life. So I think it's really good to keep a good balance of people around you who aren't also all in the doomsday machine with you, because I feel like I'm pretty much in the doomsday machine most of the time, really like worried about the future and of democracy and civil rights and human rights and women and Black people and all of us. And at the same time, I make a lot of space to, my husband and I, we have a safe word. And this safe word came from, our son was on spring break last year. And I was like, while we're on spring break, we're just going to chill for 2 on like all the shitty news that's happening in the world. Like we just cannot. And so I told him, like, when you start like getting on what, Jimmy Thomas or whatever new ridiculous thing has happened, when I can't take anymore, the safe word is spring break. And to this day, whenever like we get into what's really happening in the world, and I'm on like day 10 and hour 15 of that, I just say spring break. And that means we got to do something that's going to make us laugh and like bring joy, because there really has to be, joy and love have to animate why we do the work we do, or we cannot be sustained. So that's kind of what I do.
Thank you. So we have time for one more question before they jump to presentation.
Sorry.
And it's, what are you, sorry?
My answers are too long.
Folks,
I'm sorry, y'all.
let me just tell you, I wrote this woman today and I was like, I told them if they went to watch your pre-record that you would answer their questions. Don't make me a liar. She's like, what time do I need to be there? I was like, in person? So this came together today. This woman loves us. Okay.
I do. I do.
So our last question goes to Susanna. It connects with the conversation you and I had the first time that we met. And I think there's some older ones among us who do need some encouragement right now. Susanna, you got it. End us.
Yes. So I know that you started grad school at a later age. So, and then you went on to get a MacArthur Fellow and have this like really amazing career. So what would be your words of encouragement or wisdom regarding like some of us in this room or in this space who are not like you, non-traditional? We're like either starting grad school or going for an academic job also at a later age. How do we overcome inner criticism and imposter syndrome and all the things that, like the overcoming what Nanette said, which is like, we're not expected to be there. And so how do we overcome that?
Yeah. Well, here's the upside when you're an older person going back to school and and you're not traditionally aged, put it that way. You know a lot of things. You know a lot of things that other people don't know. You have a lot of different kinds of experiences that you're bringing into the classroom. And so for me, the asset in that was like, I wasn't in grad school to find myself. I already knew myself. I already had a whole community and life and success, in different ways, and failures. I knew how to recover from a lot of failure, because by the time you're in your late 40s, you have failed a lot as much as you have succeeded. And that actually is a huge asset, because, it's like, oh, well, that paper sucked. Let me try again. Like it was in the beginning, it's really hard. Like my genre was PowerPoint when I started grad school. And then I had to start writing these bananas research papers. I didn't even know how. I was like, I've heard it. Last time I wrote a research paper, I typed it on a typewriter. So do you know, like it had been a long time. And so I had to learn how to just like chill, because everybody coming straight out of undergrad or master's programs, who was like in their 20s, but they were snappy and they knew everything, and they knew how to they knew Chicago style versus APA and like all the thing. And I was like not there. And so I had to, those were the harder parts. It was like the technical dimensions of being in grad school and writing for grad school and learning, like, how am I supposed to read 5 whole ass books, and be ready to barf it out in class every week. And so I just had to learn those things. And, but the upside is that a lot of those conversations in class are not theoretical, because you probably have some lived experience that you can connect to those things. And that is really valuable and amazing and a huge contribution in the classroom. So I just say, like, listen, someone told me a long time ago, whatever you're seeking is seeking you. And I have lived by that. So if you're in grad school seeking this opportunity, this, like seeking a career in academia, it is seeking you. Follow your heart. Your heart is like a really important muscle, and like put your positive emotions on it and just try to let go and give yourself some grace when it's not perfect and you don't nail it. You will eventually. And don't aspire either for anything other than to make a difference on the things that you care about. Don't let anybody convince you to study or spend time going down, like writing a dissertation about something you don't care about, because, a dissertation, it's like the song that you're going to sing for 10 years. And so, it's like if Whitney Houston didn't love The Greatest Love of All and she had recorded that, well, sorry, Whitney, because that's the one we want to hear about. So, it's like, that's what I feel about our research. Work on things that you love and that you care about, because it will make it so much easier to talk about and share and get energized and be inspired by and motivated by. And it keeps you in it when you face hateration and terrible people and the racism and sexism of academia, because that part will come to you in this industry. Okay, Daniel, I saw you had your hand up. Somebody else had their hand up too. You can email me if you want to, pop on for 2 or something in the future. All right.
And anyone who sends me questions, I'm going to send to her because she said she'd answer them.
So
please join me in thanking Safiya Noble, who moved things around to be with you all today.
Have a great day, and congrats on these amazing presentations. And I'm just so honored to have gotten to be a part of this.
We are so honored. I'm going to cry. Thank you so much.
You guys,
thank you so
you're amazing.
Much. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.